Police say this man is the meat cleaver killer, an arrest in the case that stunned the city. And New Jersey's civil union law, are gays and lesbians still treated like second-class citizens? It's a story you saw first on News Channel 4.
You're watching NBC4 HD. This is News Channel 4.
Good evening. Tonight, a man with a long history of mental illness is under arrest for the meat cleaver murder of a Manhattan psychologist. The suspect's name is David Tarloff. He's from Queens. We first broke the story that he was in custody earlier today on WNBC.com. And we have two reports for you tonight, Jonathan Dienst and Erica Tarantel. We begin with Jonathan and how police tracked down the suspect. John?
Melissa, the big break came this morning when police say prints from the crime scene came back and matched those belonging to the suspect.
Why? Over here.
The suspected meat cleaver killer was led out of the 19th precinct around 8:30. Police say 39-year-old David Tarloff is a former mental patient of Dr. Kent Shinback, and that in his confession, he allegedly claimed he did not mean to kill Dr. Kathryn Faughey. Rather, she just happened to be in the way at the time. Police say in addition to the confession, the evidence includes this videotape, his being picked out of a lineup by Dr. Shinback and two patients who saw him in the waiting area, and they say palm prints found on suitcases are a match.
Investigators matched the first three palm prints taken from evidence at the crime scene with those of Tarloff's.
Police say the motive? Tarloff wanted to rob his former doctor, as well as perhaps seek revenge, claiming Dr. Shinback once tried to have him institutionalized.
We believe he wanted to rob Dr. Shinback, get money from Dr. Shinback, and perhaps leave the country with his mother.
Tell us why!
Investigators say with his mother in a nursing home, that is perhaps why Tarloff had women's clothing and adult diapers in those suitcases, in addition to the knives. At his Corona apartment, police searched for additional evidence, as residents said their quiet neighbor was seemingly troubled.
The guy is a little cuckoo. He has some weird reactions from time to time.
To us, he's always been harmless. So you probably have the wrong person.
It was Tuesday night. Dr. Faughey was stabbed 15 times, and Dr. Shinback slashed, injured, and robbed of $90 trying to save her. Here's how the suspect Tarloff compares to the sketch and the videotape.
Why?
Police say in addition to the tape, he was caught on camera 90 minutes earlier, scouting the East 79th Street building. Now, Dr. Shinback was released from New York Cornell Medical Center earlier tonight. He is recovering at home now. He declined comment. This as the suspect remains behind bars on the murder charges. Live on the Upper East Side, Jonathan Dienst, News Channel 4.
Jonathan, thank you. The break in the case came as family and friends of Dr. Faughey were saying goodbye at her funeral on the Upper East Side. The arrest, of course, also ends 4 long, frightening days for people who live near the scene of the crime. And that's where Erica Tarantel is live tonight. A lot of relieved people, I would imagine, Erica.
Yes, certainly, Melissa. I'm here at 435 East 79th Street where the crime happened. It's just across the street where Dr. Kathryn Faughey lived with her husband. And in this area, there have been constant reminders of the brutal tragedy ever since it happened. Now, finally, some relief with news of this arrest.
That's what people are talking about. They're very upset. It's just terrible, terrible thing to happen.
On buildings, at the bus stop, wanted signs posted throughout this Upper East Side neighborhood had residents acutely aware police were still searching for a killer. Now news of an arrest.
I think everybody is breathing a sigh of relief, to be honest with you. I mean, even these guys, they've seen the posters everywhere. They've been asking a lot of questions. I mean, it affects everybody.
Residents say after days of passing this composite sketch and seeing this surveillance footage, this is what they've been waiting for, video of a suspect in custody.
Obviously, the process has to go through and make sure they have the right guy, and I'm sure that'll take place, but obviously it's good news.
Neighbors in the building where Dr. Kathryn Faughey lived say they hope the arrest will offer some solace to her family and friends, who earlier in the day gathered at St. Monica's Church just a half a block away for her funeral service.
Just to give support to each other and cope with this. It's just still unreal.
Neighbors also hope the arrest will bring closure to the community.
Just to know that something has been accomplished in this is satisfying.
I think people will rest quite a bit more.
Fresh flowers at the crime scene. They continue to be dropped off. It's just another symbol of how deeply people have been touched in this neighborhood. Now they're just waiting for these wanted posters to come down. Live on the Upper East Side tonight, Erica Tarantel, News Channel 4.
Erica, thank you. This coming Tuesday marks 1 year